Hello students, it's me, Mr. Rich, ready to do some science? See that bunny rabbit? I have a question that we're going to answer with science. Why are there no pink bunny rabbits? It would be much cooler if bunny rabbits were pink. But why are animals the color they are in nature? We're going to do an experiment today to see if we can figure that out. Would you like to try it home? I think it would be fun. Why are there no pink bunny rabbits? Why are frogs green? The colors of animals can be explained through this experiment. So let's give it a try. So first we're going to need some rabbits. I'm going to use these bits of ribbon that I cut up. I'm going to cut 10 pieces of each. You could really use anything as long as they're about the same size and you have a bunch of different colors, I think at least 6 colors. And you can play really wherever you want. We're going to do one outside in the yard for a playing field, which means we're going to need a playing field. So for my playing field, I just staked out a part of the yard. I like this place because it was a little bit different in different areas of it. Just like in nature, there might be some forest, some open areas. This had some pine needles and some grass. But it could even be in your house. You know, if it's a rainy day, you could do this on the rug in your house or throughout your house. You might get results that don't resemble nature. You might get a pink bunny if you have pink carpets. This one was hard. If you take a moment and look, I find it pretty difficult even up close. If you want, you can pause the video and you can look for as long as you want and see how many of them you can find. To get the playing field ready, I just threw the pieces all over the place. And then I had my wife, Miss Danielle, kind of help me. She had 1 minute to find as many as she could possibly find. So she just kind of searched and searched, no peeking, you know, starting early or going longer. To do good science, we want the right numbers. And after a minute, here's what we found. You can see that she found a lot of yellow, red, and blue. Not a lot of the white, less of the green and the kind of purple one. We can use this to figure out which ones got away. It looks like we can already tell which ones are going to be a little bit easier to catch. Now, if we used more colors and colors of nature, we might get different results, and you might get different results too. You're probably going to find that the ones that are hardest to find look most like the background. And white shouldn't be too much of a surprise. There's a lot of white in nature. White and black show up everywhere. Even a place that doesn't seem to have any white, like the forest floor, if you look closely, there's a lot of white. Now, let's turn it into numbers for our older learners. If we look at them as numbers, we can see that sure enough, she found 7 of the yellow, equal numbers 6 and 6 of the blue and red, only 3 of the white. By turning it into numbers, we can do a lot more with it. We can start to figure out, record information, figure out trends, see how things change over time. So let's take a look at the numbers that aren't here, though, the ones we don't see. Here we can tell who we've caught, so we have a pretty good idea of who it's easy to catch. But what about the colors that are good at getting away? Here's who's still out on the playing field that we didn't catch. We couldn't catch 4 of the red ones. We missed 7 of the white ones, so they did a really good job. And there are only 3 yellow ones out there. What we're going to do next is we're going to give them babies. So if there were 3 yellow ones out there, let's give them 3 babies. If there were 7 white ones, as there are, there's going to be 14 of them out there. And here are the babies. You can already tell there aren't a lot of red babies out there because they just haven't been doing as well. Many of them were gobbled up by you predators the first year. Well, Danielle's going to do another round, same exact way, 1 minute. Pick as many of them as you can. And here's what she found the second time. So she still found a fair amount of the blue and the purple she found a lot of. It's a little hard to tell, so for my friends that know numbers, let's turn it into numbers. Here's what she caught. She only caught 2 yellow this time. And if we see what we started with, we see at the bottom the results of our second hunt. Here's what's left. And we're going to give all those that you see at the bottom babies. The math that we're doing then is, for example, for the red, 8 minus 6 equals 2. That's how many are out there, and that's how many babies we'll add too. And the way that we're kind of calculating all this is the start minus what we caught equals our population there at the bottom. Now, here are the babies for our next hunt. And you can see them changing again. So after a third hunt, here's what we see. And we're set up for the beginning of our fourth hunt. And you can see how much our populations have changed. The blue have gone extinct. There are no more blue bunnies here. And the strongest are the green and the white, which I'm doing in black because you can't print white on a white piece of paper. And so we're starting to see a trend. Green would probably be the color of bunnies, except green's not going to work in the wintertime. So I think we see our reason for the color of bunnies, and if we had brown, I think we could tell that brown would probably win. See you guys as soon as I can.